My question was, is it a procedure at the forensic laboratory that after the exhibit had been examined, and then the same analyst will go out and book out the exhibit at the station, bring it back to the laboratory and do the examination? Is that the procedure?
I have already explained that there will always be circumstances which come into existence that will prompt one to make a particular decision. We don't live in a perfect world. The regulation is just there to provide guidelines, but it will never be able to cover all future or potential circumstances that may come into existence.
Yesterday, Lieutenant Colonel Cyril Mangena's best friend in the ballistics in Tontoni said this ridiculous statement, which I felt was a cover-up, okay? It was a cover-up to say we don't really know why he went to Cleveland Police Station to pick up the firearm. But what I can tell you, says Colonel Cyril, him, there will always be circumstances which come into existence that will prompt one to make particular decisions. We don't live in a perfect world. Regulations provide guidelines. One, it will never cover all future potential circumstances that may come into existence. Let me tell you something while I'm reading that back to you, because he predicted his own future. And he was so right with that sentence, because there is no way he could have predicted Mnisi was going to eat him alive for this one sentence. You see, we're not the only ones who rewatch what happened the previous day and analyze it, Mr. Analyzing Bullets at the ballistics expert in Tontoni. Mnisi got home. He watched you talk the way you did to Umshololo, a woman on the defense team. I imagine Mnisi watched it with absolute disbelief and said, "You're going to learn. I will teach you a lesson you are never going to forget. How dare you take advantage of me not being in the building and speak to Umshololo in such a demeaning manner?" Kudos, of course, to Umshololo for ignoring that nonsense. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm Mnisi Wemvula, okay? I'm bringing the thunderstorm. I will make it rain. How dare you, Colonel Cyril? How dare you? Okay, that's how I imagine Mnisi walked into court this morning, okay? I imagine he walked in as a hurricane, okay? He said, today, this man is going to speak in tongues. And you know what? I saw that as a comment before, that somebody tell Cyril that by the time the defense is done with him, he will be speaking in tongues. And listen, that was another prediction, because wow. Did anyone hear Mnisi today? Was Mnisi disappointed with the gang? Was Mnisi disappointed with Advocate Zitulele Nxumalo and Mshololo? Was he disappointed in that he wasn't there and he switched like the flow of things? Because he would have made it rain, and then Zitulele would have come in with the, diplomatic questions, and then Mshololo would have made it pounce again. But you know what? You have to hear what Mnisi did. I call this the revenge tour. Here we go.
Lieutenant Colonel Cyril, you for sure not here as a medical expert, not so?
That is correct.
You are also not here as a meteorological engineer, not so?
That is correct.
You are also not here as an aviation expert, not so?
That is correct.
But you're here as a ballistic expert, not so?
That is correct.
So we do not live in a perfect world. Regulations are there to provide guidelines, but they will never be able to cover all future or potential circumstances which may arise. These are words that came from a ballistic expert, not so?
The fact that Mshololo was not in the courtroom, because I was about to complain, Mr. Cameraman, what have I said about paying attention to detail? As Advocate Mnisi went through quoting, okay, Lieutenant Colonel Cyril, word for word. That was the perfect time for the camera to lock in on Umshololo. But yeah, she wasn't there. But you know what? Big shout out to Mnisi Wemvula for what? Taking on Colonel cereal over there, okay? You know how the cereal is very loud when you're chewing it, but then once it's set too long in the milk, it starts to be soggy and there's no sound coming out of it. That was Lieutenant Cereal, okay? When Mnisi started his opening words and he didn't know where are we going with this? What is this man on about? Who is this? I am not ready for this. And you know what? He deserves everything that happened to him, okay? Everything that Mnisi unleashed on him, he deserved it. And it was because of this one sentence where he said, okay? We do not live in a perfect world. Regulations are there to provide guidelines, but they will never be able to cover future circumstances that may arise. I know that's right. Like Mnisi raining on your parade. Good job, Mnisi. If you don't remember when Captain Cereal said this was yesterday. He said this yesterday when Mshololo was asking him, is it a normal procedure, Mr. Processes and Procedure? I love to explain everything. Is it normal in the ballistics experts in Dondoni lab for Mangena, or is it Manganyi, as the judge loves to call him, to go all the way to Cleveland police station and pick up a firearm? Is that part of your procedures? And he responds with this, we do not live in a perfect world. Say what now? People are being sent to jail for life sentences. And Mr. Ballistic Expert Ndondoni Cereal says, we don't live in a perfect world? How dare he? Everything that happened to him after this, he deserves it. But let me let you listen to how this ends for yourself, because shout out to Mnisi. Make sure you drop Mnisi Wemvula down in the comment section below, okay?
That is correct. They were uttered by a ballistics analyst in response to the question that was posed yesterday.
And that question related to ballistic expertise, not so.
That's a good question, but I know Mnisi wasn't interested in. But that was in response to a question by Advocate Nshololo regarding the conduct of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena by collecting the firearm himself at Cleveland Police Station. And the witness then answered, in that way that, you can't make provision for each and every situation. That was the context in which he gave this, not in the context of ballistic evidence, as my learned friend seems to imply.
These words were uttered by a ballistic expert within the context of ballistic expertise, not so.
Yeah, but I cannot agree to that, because ballistics has got different areas. So this answer was specific to a specific question that was asked.
I'm coming there. I just wanted us to clear the path so that as we go along, we don't confuse issues. Do you understand?
I understand, but the context is very important.
Surely the context was not within an aviation context. This was within a ballistic context.
Mr. Yes, please. This witness says when he uttered those words, they were with a particular reference and context. And the context, if I recall, is that it was being put to him regarding whether it is proper for exhibits to be booked by a policeman who subsequently does not go and register those exhibits at the center and just proceeds in examining them. Am I quoting correct, sir?
That is correct, my lord.
Yeah, so in that specific context about Manganyi having gone to Cleveland police station and having taken the alleged firearm and the alleged 2 bullets and other bullets which were in a blue container, etc. And he signed for them there, instead of collecting them at the reception center, according to Ms. Mshololo. And this is the context in which the colonel uttered those words. Specifying, not any other thing. That is the context. It was about Manganyi allegedly taking exhibits from Cleveland police station which were not bound up, and continuing to examine them.
My Lord, I said I'm coming there, but we're taking
Yeah, but
it step
you're
by
asking this
step.
witness about the words he used. And he is trying to say that is the context. So where are we going to?
I'm saying, my Lord, I'm coming there. But for starters, we need to clear the path. May I then proceed?
Yeah.
Well, first it started with Baloyi being blue-ticked again by Mnisi. Like, does Baloyi not feel it when he's being blue-ticked? The judge also blue-ticked him. Mnisi just went about his day. Baloyi did his objection. Mnisi just continued with his question again. And then Judge Rata jumped in. Okay, all in. Judge Rata said, oh my God, Mr. Mnisi, please. This witness says when he uttered those words in a particular context, am I quoting you correct, sir? You know, as you know, the judge loves to seek clarity. And which witness has ever said, no, that's not correct? I'll wait. Type that witness down in the would you say no? Well, even if the judge was misquoting you? Anyway, so as the judge is misquoting, does the judge not know Mnisi went home, sat down and watched this live? Okay, well, not live. He watched the replay? Because we all know he doesn't have the transcript, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because the Mbalis and the Stephanies, yes, that was the team. Oh, Mbali, Stephanie, and Nada. Yeah, they do the transcript in the morning. Do you remember that from the last time? They do the transcript in the morning. So this transcript does not exist yet. But they're failing to see that Mnisi is quoting word for word. How is he able to do that when he was in another courtroom, a lower courtroom in Judge Rata's words, okay? But Mnisi said, we're going there. I'm not there yet, okay, my lord? I am not there. We're taking this step by step. And the judge says, so where are we going? You know? And then Mnisi says, I'm saying, my lord, I'm coming there. But for starters, we need to clear the path. Do you see the storm that's coming? He is giving serial advance notice. I don't know whether he's a brand flakes or he's just the original recipe, but the path is going to be cleared. And let me tell you something. Serial is going to regret that moment. He's going to be like that cow, okay? Like a cow that eats. Have you ever seen a cow in the middle of the night that they're just chewing? That's going to be Serial. He's going to eat his words. Mark my words, but let's get back into it.
Irrespective of the context that I'm forced to get into before I can get into it. Is this a philosophy, a creed or ethos that are shared by the ballistic forensic science laboratory in South Africa as a whole, or it is just your own thinking?
My answer is based on Ballistic South Africa.
Okay.
We have procedures in respect of the work that we do. As I have already explained, that there may be situations that fall outside that procedure, that may require a particular or a specific course of action to be taken. That is what I said yesterday.
You know, in classes.
Lieutenant Colonel, the question was a very simple one. Is this the philosophy of the Forensic Science Laboratory in South Africa, or this is your own thinking? It's just your own individual philosophy?
No,
I do not operate as an individual. I operate within the system of rules.
Angisebenzi ngedwa kodwa ngisebenza ngaphansi kwemithetho.
So, so in the context of that answer, what is the direct answer to my question?
The answer to your question is that we are rule bound, but there may be circumstances which are not provided for.
Let's cut it very short. So this is a philosophy that is shared in the entire fraternity of the Forensic Science Laboratory, particularly the ballistic section thereof here in South Africa.
That is not my words.
Akuyona amagama ami lawo.
Hayibo, Colonel. These words came from you. Were you representing the Forensic Science Laboratory when you said these words, or this was just your words, your own individual words?
Well, like the witnesses already answered it.
And what was the answer? The state say the witnesses already answered, and what was the answer? What is the answer? Because you say those are not my words.
More than one time, Mlot, he
What
said
was the answer?
he's rule bound. He doesn't operate on his own. He's operate within the rules laid down by Ballistic South Africa.
I did not get the answer, my lord, because the witness is, it's simple. I'm asking him a very simple question, Lieutenant Colonel Serero. You said these words within a particular context. For a moment, let us agree. You said them within a particular context because of a particular question. But the question that I'm asking you is, these words which you said in that particular context, do they represent the entire fraternity of the Forensic Science Laboratory in South Africa, the ballistic section thereof, or this is just your own individual answer? In other words, would Forensic Science Laboratory South Africa come here, the ballistic section, and say, yeah, no, we share the same sentiment in respect of that answer? Or they will say, no, not in our name. Simple as that.
I'm not going to answer this question with a yes or no. What I can say is that we are rule bound.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. You will not answer this question. Thank you. Now, you said, you gave this answer, or you uttered these words within a context of some exhibits which were fetched at Cleveland by Mangena. Not so?
Yes, that was in relation to the question relating to the fetching of the firearm.
Thank you. Now, before we get there, is it correct that you said, in circumstances where an exhibit is brought to the Forensic Science Laboratory by a member from the local criminal record center, an investigating officer, or their agent, in a seal, not a seal, in a bag, the seal thereof that is broken, Forensic Science Laboratory of South Africa will not admit that exhibit, not so?
Yes, ordinarily we will not accept it unless it is of a nature that it cannot be sealed.
Listen, you have to remind me if ever a chance arose that I should never ever enter into a debate with Mnisi. Let me tell you, Mnisi is going to bring out the linguistics. He's going to tell you, like, what is wrong with cereal? I tried to warn you from the beginning. You should have never talked to Mshololo like that, but you went ahead. Now, big brother Mnisi is here, okay? Mnisi Wemvula, and he's taking hostages, okay? He is going to drag you throughout the day. It is going to be difficult for you to make a comeback. So all these smart little remarks, Baloyi and Judge Rata are not going to be able to consistently help you. You are literally on your own, Lieutenant Colonel Serial. Okay? You are on your own. Like, I cannot even believe how he had the audacity to say, my answer is based on ballistic South Africa. As I have already explained, there may be situations that may fall outside the procedure that may require a specific course of action. Mnisi, listen, stop it with the semantics. You did that yesterday. I had to listen to your garbage over and over again with Umalo and Shololo. With me, we're going to keep it simple. My question is very, very simple. Is this your philosophy? Is that a philosophy of Ballistic South Africa? Or is this your own individual thinking? I, responds SEREO, do not operate as an individual. I operate in a system of rules. Sir, this man is annoying. He is absolutely annoying, and he is determined to drag this out. Will he be able to keep up the momentum? What happens next? Will Mnisi continue to batter him? You already know that's going to be a part of video 2, so make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, okay? If you're watching from outside the club, I know you're watching. I know you're watching because YouTube tells me, okay? Do yourself a favor and do me the honors. Hit that subscribe button. No one is going to ever know. Make sure that you turn on the notification bells as well, because there's going to be a series. Like, I think this is going to be a whole dedicated series to just Mnisi. I'll come back to the Mshololo video and the Ngumalo part 2, because yeah, Ngumalo, I don't know how he did it. He got to cross-examine SEREO again. Like, hello, this is absolutely insane. This is a developing story. I'm enjoying every moment. Listen, I did not know I was going to miss Mnisi yesterday, okay? I didn't know what I was missing until he showed up today. Guns blazing. No pun intended. But wow. Mr. Ballistic Expert and Don Supervisor, Lead, Operations, I assign people. You should have answered him, Shololo. We wouldn't have to be going through this. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave is still missing. Wetu did not return with Mnisi. Is this the end of the road of our ballistic expert, Wetu? But you know what? I ain't mad. I ain't mad, because look at how Mnisi is holding down the ballistic expert without Dave. I think Dave served his purpose. I think he did well in getting the defense to where they need to be able to speak to these ballistic Ndondoni people, because I predict Mangana, Mangani, and SEREO over here would have been throwing all these words, strias, grooves, shadow of death, all these things, and it would have left the defense kind of like, what is he talking about? But because we see that with Ubaloi, Baloi cannot handle the ballistics conversation. It is difficult for him because he didn't go to the school of Dave, okay, where we all learned overnight what is going on in the ballistic experts in Dondoni, where they're comparing exhibits on the left-hand side from the Spaza house, and then on the right is the test bullets, and then there's a slippery bullet, and then the barrel. You know what? I really want to get back. I'm sure Lolo asked a key question. How fast is it? How easy is it for someone to change a barrel? Damn! And then she dropped the mic. Oh my God. So Mzansi, that is it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will definitely catch you on my next upload. See you.